Good afternoon, children. Today's live class is going to be a very interesting class. You have already been learning about the parts of a plant, and today it is going to be even more interesting because we are going to learn about one part of a plant which is very colorful and very attractive, and these are nothing but the flowers. Okay, all of you know flowers. The petals are very colorful, and they are very colorful to attract all the insects. Okay, insects, they have sweet smell, and they also have nectar. So the insects come and take the nectar, they sit on the flower, and they also take something called the pollen grains on their body, and they go and sit on another flower, and the pollen grains are transferred. So today what we are going to do is the topic, we are going to divide it into two mainly we are going to divide it into two. One is about the parts of the flower we are going to learn. Second one, we are going to learn about pollination. What is pollination? Okay. Now first let me start with parts of a flower. Now there are four parts in a flower: the sepals, petals, androecium and gynoecium. And when it comes to pollination, we are going to deal with two kinds of pollination: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Now more than this, we are also going to learn something very new: dissection. This is the first level you are going to learn about dissection. What is dissection? We are going to cut open a flower, and we are going to learn all the parts of the flower. And when you go to higher classes, you will be dissecting so many other things to learn what is really inside it. Okay. So before we go on to that, I'd like to show I have some flowers in my hand. I know these are sunflowers, and these are very colorful. Can you see the color? It is bright, and it blooms when the sun rises and it faces towards the sun. This is sunflower. And I have another flower in my hand, and this is a beautiful flower, and can you see the color? It's having a tint of red and yellow. So flowers are very attractive and colorful. Now I will just go into the presentation. Listen very carefully. Okay, so what we are going to learn today is parts of a flower. And we are going to learn its parts. The first part is going to be about the sepals, and I will explain it to you in detail. Just see what is on the whiteboard. The second part what we are going to learn is about the petals, and the third one, the part of the flower, is called the androecium. And this is said to be the male part of the flower. And the fourth one what we are going to learn is called gynoecium. Okay, and after this we are going to learn another one interesting topic, that is about pollination. And this is a new word you are learning right now. You will listen very carefully. Under that we are going to learn two types. One is self-pollination. Self-pollination, and the second one you are going to learn is cross-pollination. Okay, so parts of the flower, there are four parts we are going to learn: sepals, petals, androecium and gynoecium. Under pollination, we are going to learn about self-pollination and cross-pollination. First, I will show you a presentation where I will just explain along with this slides. See, this is the sunflower and how beautifully it has bloomed. So now we come to the major part, the 4 important parts of the flower. First one is the sepal, second one is petal, androecium and gynoecium. Now first let's learn about, before we go into the details, look at this slide. It's a beautiful picture of a cross section of a shoe flower. Okay, the shoe flower is cut into half and you can see all the internal parts. On your right hand side, you can see some parts called the pistil, which consists of stigma, style and ovary. And on your left hand side, you can see one important part called the stamen, which is divided into anther and filament. And you can see the petal and the sepals. Sepals are said to be the green and the outermost whorl of a flower. Now let's learn first about the sepals. Sepals, as I told you, look at this picture. It's a purple flower with the green petal like things. This is the outer whorl of the flower, and can you see a bud here? The bud is closed completely with the sepals. So sepals, they actually guard the flower, they protect the flower at a very early stage, especially in the bud stage. And when the bud blooms into a flower, first the sepals will open out and then the petals. Okay, so sepals are green in color and it is the outermost part of the flower. Usually it is small green in color and protects the bud at early stage. Next we'll go on to petals. Can you see these flowers? They are beautiful purple flowers, right? And here you see the purple petals. Okay, it is often colorful and it attracts insects. That's why God has created flowers which is very colorful so that the insects will come and sit on it. Next we see the androecium, which is the male reproductive part of a flower. It is composed of stamen. What is stamen composed of? It consists of a stalk called filament and a small bag-like structure called anther at the tip. The pollen grains are produced in the anther within the pollen sacs. Children, some of you would have plucked flowers, and when you pluck flowers, in your fingers you will see some powdery things sticking on your fingers. Okay. That is nothing but the pollen grains. Okay, so the anther will hold the pollen grains. It's like a bag, it will hold the pollen grains. Now look at this picture, this will make it very clear. Can you see the anther at the tip, and then it is on top of the filament. The filament is holding the anther. Okay, now this side on the right hand side, you see the cross section of the anther, and can you see inside this green portion, these are the pollen grains. So these pollen grains, not only they are carried by the insect's body and its legs, they can also be when the wind blows. The pollen grains are very, very minute and they are dry. Okay, so they will also be carried away through the when the wind is blowing, and also by insects sitting on the flowers. Okay, now we'll go to the next slide. This is gynoecium. Gynoecium is the female part of the flower. It's also called carpel or pistil. Okay, it has 3 parts: ovary, style, stigma. I repeat again, ovary, style, stigma. The ovary contains the ovules. Now put that in your mind. Ovules are nothing but which will turn into a seed. And these seeds you will see inside the fruit. Now let me tell you, it's very interesting how a flower can change into a fruit. Now look at this picture. This is the female part of the flower, that is the gynoecium. On the tip you have stigma, and then you have the style. It's a long tubular structure called the style, and then you have the ovary. Now the stigma is very sticky. The pollen grains will get fixed to the sticky part of the stigma, and the pollen grains will slide inside the tubular structure, the style, and it will reach the ovary. And inside the ovary, the male and the female cells will join together, and it will form the zygote. When the zygote is formed, this ovary will start swelling, and all the stigma, style and all the parts of the flower will fall away, will wither away, and this ovary will swell and it will become a fruit. And the ovules, as I already told you, which is inside the ovary, will develop into a seed. Okay, now we'll go to the next part of what we are going to learn today is pollination. What is pollination? Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to stigma of a flower is called pollination. Again I repeat, pollination is nothing but transfer of pollen grains from the anther to stigma of a flower, and this is called pollination. Now there are two types of pollination I told you. Two types of pollination, that is, one is self pollination, another one is cross pollination. What do we understand by self? Self is something on its own, right? Self. And crosses between two things. Now let's see the slide in detail. Self pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of the same flower. The flower contains both the anther and the stigma. In the same flower, the pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma. This is self-pollination. It is happening inside the same flower. Can you see this picture? It's very clear. Inside this flower, the anther contains the pollen grains which is transferred to the stigma of the same flower. This is self-pollination. We will move on to the next one, cross-pollination. Here, the transfer of pollen grains of a flower to the stigma of another flower of different plant but of the same species is called cross-pollination. Can you understand, children? Here, the pollen grains are transferred from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower, but both the flowers are of the same species. This is called cross-pollination. Now look at this picture. This is self-explanatory. Okay. See how the pollen grains, they get transferred from this anther to this stigma, and then from this anther to this stigma. So this is cross between two flowers, but they are of the same species. So this is cross-pollination. Okay. So today we have learned mainly about the parts of the flower and about pollination. Okay. Next we will move on to okay, it's just buffering. We need to wait for some time. Yes. We are going to see one video where the parts of the flower is explained very well.
Flowers develop from buds. The parts of a flower are arranged in rings or whorls. They are called sepals, petals, stamens and carpels. Let us study the parts in detail. Click each part to know more.
Okay, first I am going to click the sepals. Let's learn about
Sepals are leaf-like structures that surround and protect the flower before it blooms.
Next, the petals.
Petals, the brightly colored whorl of the flower, attract birds and insects and help in the transfer of pollen from flower to flower.
Next we'll move to stamens. Stamens are the male reproductive part.
The stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. Each stamen consists of an anther supported by a filament. The anther produces pollen, which contains the male gamete. The filament elevates the anther by supporting it like a stalk.
Okay. Next we'll go to the carpel. That's a female.
Carpel is the female reproductive part of the flower. Each carpel is made up of stigma, style and ovary.
Okay.
A flower may have one or more carpels, together known as the pistil.
As I told you earlier,
The stigma is found at the top of the pistil. Grains of pollen stick to the surface of the stigma. The style is a long tube that connects the stigma to the ovary. Pollen received by the stigma travels through the style to reach the ovary. The ovary contains ovules, which contain the female gamete or egg cell. The ovary eventually becomes the fruit, and the ovules become seeds.
okay, it's in this video also it is explained. So this stigma is the sticky part on which the pollen grains will fall, and then this the pollen grains will go through this tubular structure and it will reach the ovary. The ovary is a part where the male and the female cells fuse and they become the zygote, and that part alone will become a fruit, okay, and the ovules will become the seeds. Okay, next we are going to go into another slide where it's very interesting. It shows about the pollination. We learnt about two pollination.
Types of pollination. Pollination is the process during which the pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of flowers. Pollination is essential in the production of fruit and seed. To understand the process, let's first look at the reproductive parts of a flower. A flower is made up of 4 concentric whorls: the calyx, the corolla, the androecium, and the gynoecium. The calyx is the outermost whorl.
Now can you understand the 4 parts? This is the first part, and they are also giving it another word for it. It's also called as the calyx. The sepals are also called as the calyx. Next you have the petals, okay, and the petals are also called as corolla. Next you have the male part. This is the male part which consists of the anther and the filament. This is the female part which consists of the stigma, style, and the ovary.
And is made up of leaf-like structures called sepals. The next floral whorl, the corolla, is made of the familiar, colorful, delicate structures called petals. It's this layer that attracts insects, such as bees, for the purpose of pollination. The plant's male reproductive organ is the androecium, which is comprised of stamens. Each stamen is a thin, long filament on which the anthers are present. These anthers contain pollen. As they mature, they will split open and release pollen grains into the air. The gynoecium or pistil is the flower's female reproductive organ. This organ contains the swollen ovary at the base, a long tubular structure known as the style, and a sticky tip called the stigma. Now that we know the basic parts that are involved, let's look at the types of pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from the stamen to the stigma of the same flower is known as self-pollination. The transfer of pollen from the stamen of one flower to the stigma of another plant within the same species is known as cross-pollination.
Okay, so now we learned about pollination in detail, self-pollination and cross-pollination. Okay, now let's see a map. This map clearly shows us about pollination as well as about the types of the parts of the flower. Now look at these types of pollination. Pollination. So what is pollination? Transfer of pollen from anther to stigma. Now under pollination you have 2 types, self-pollination and cross-pollination. What is self-pollination? It is transfer of pollen on the same plant, that is inside the same flower. Cross-pollination, transfer of pollen grains, and it is between 2 different plants or between 2 different flowers. Now what are the parts of a flower? Structure of a flower. First we will see the first structure, the calyx. I told you sepals are also called as calyx. It is the outermost whorl made up of sepals. Next you have corolla. Corolla is the petals. Okay, it is very attractive and it attracts insects for pollination. It is made up of petals. Next, androecium. It's a male reproductive organ and it consists of stamen, which is anther. Here you have the anther and then you have the filament. Okay. Next we have the female reproductive part, which is the gynoecium. It consists of pistil. Its name is pistil and it consists of stigma, style and ovary. So now you are clear with this. Now we will go into we will have some interaction. Okay. I'm just going to click on this pollinators. Now this side, can somebody, Jonathan can tell me pollinators. Who are pollinators? What do you think? Who are pollinators? I've been telling the insects are, the flower attracts. Jonathan is there? Lydia?
Yes, miss.
Yes, tell me, Jonathan, who are pollinators? It is given in the description box.
Insects and some animals.
Very good, very good.
Excellent.
Now, very good. Now we'll go to cross pollination. Lydia, tell me what is cross pollination? Transfer of pollen from?
Cross pollination means transfer of pollen from one flower to another.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Now self pollination. I want Hannah Veronica to tell me what is self pollination.
Transfer of pollen from the stamen to stigma of a same flower.
Of the same flower. Very good.
Excellent.
Next, gynoecium. I want Jessica to tell me. Hannah Jessica.
It's transfer.
No, there's no transfer here. What is gynoecium?
Male reproduction organ.
No, sorry, that is female. Okay,
Excellent.
learn it. Okay, next, what is pollination? I want Joha to tell me. Joha is
Miss,
here.
and see the downside, miss. That side.
Okay, ma. What is pollination?
Transfer of pollen from another to stigma, miss.
Anther to stigma. Excellent.
Excellent.
Okay, androecium. Can I have Jehosheba to answer? Is she there? Or Amudan? Okay, Veronica, answer me. Androecium is?
Male reproductive organ.
Very good. So you have been listening very carefully, right? So the interaction is over. Now you will listen very carefully to a video where I am going to show you what is dissection. This is the first time you are hearing about a word called dissection, and we are doing it on a hibiscus flower where we are going to cut open a flower. Okay, listen very carefully. Dissect a flower, a hibiscus flower. Hello children, we have learnt about the different parts of a flower. Now we are going to see how to label and identify the different parts of the flower in a shoe flower. It is also called as hibiscus, or the botanical name for hibiscus is Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Now we are going to see the different parts of the flower. For this is called dissection. We are going to cut open the flower to see the different parts. And the instrument that I am using is just a blade, and we can use some sharp instrument, and I am going to use today a sharp pointed pencil. Now first you take the flower and you will see the green part, and this is called the calyx. First we need to remove the calyx. This is the part which covers the bud of the flower. Okay, very gently you need to remove it. It just comes out. Okay. It's removed. Then we need to remove the petals. They are very attractive, so we just have to remove the petals one by one. Okay, now we have removed the petals and the sepals. Another name for petals are corolla, and for sepals, the green colored outer whorl, there is another name called calyx. Okay, so we have removed. Now this part, this is the ovary. We are going to open and see the ovary, and then here it runs, the style runs through it, and here we see the stigma at the tip. Now we are going to cut open it. First, we just have to open it. And then we can use a pencil let me show you again. We can cut the ovary. And then we need to slit through it. And just you have to pull it across. Can you see? And this is getting separated. So let me show you the style. Now this is the stigma, the tip, this is the stigma. Then from the stigma the style runs and it ends inside the ovary. And inside the ovary we have the ovules. Okay, this is the female part of the flower. This whole thing is the female part of the flower consisting of the stigma, style and ovary. Ovary has ovules inside it. I think I can show you with a lens, magnifying lens. I hope you can see it. The small ovules inside. Okay, and then this is the female part of the flower. And what is the name of the female part? Gynoecium, or otherwise it's the female part of the flower. Now the male part of the flower consists of anther and the filament. Now you have the anther and the filament. Now I'll just show you with the lens. I think you can see it. You have the filament and at the tip you have the anther. Anther are the sacs which contains the pollen grains. Okay, this is the male part of the flower and the name of the male part of the flower is androecium. And in androecium consists of the anther and the filament. Now the pollen grains will be transferred by the insects to the stigma. This is the stigma. It will be transferred to the stigma, and through the stigma there is a tube running, the style. Through the style the pollen grains will reach the ovary, and here fertilization will take place and the fruit is formed. The ovules that I showed you will develop into seeds and the ovary will grow large in size and they will become the fruit. Now I am going to show you after dissection how to stick it on a A4 sheet. Now take an A4 sheet and we are going to label the parts of the flower which we have just now dissected. Okay, first you will write the heading as dissection of hibiscus rosa sinensis, and you will take the male part and you will put it straight like this, and on top you will label anther which holds the pollen grains and the filament. Together you will label it as stamen. Next we will, and below that you will write androecium because they are the male part, male reproductive part. So this is androecium. Next we will come to the female part where you will keep the stigma and you will write and you will label it as stigma, style and ovary. This is the ovary, and this whole thing is called the carpel or the pistil, and below that you will write gynoecium, female reproductive part. Now coming to calyx, which we separated, it's either called calyx or sepals. You can stick this here, and below that you can write petal or corolla, and you can stick a petal. This is how you will present the dissected parts of the flower.
Can you use any flower or I just only?
Okay, now you saw the dissection of the flower, right? And also I'm going to show you, after this live session, you will take a shoe flower, you will dissect it and you will present it in a A4 sheet. And this video will be sent in your Google Classroom, children. You can see it again and again and do the dissection how Miss has done it in the video. And please present it like this, the different parts of the flower, and you will take a photo and you will send it to me for my correction. Okay, so you have learnt even about dissection. I am very happy. Now we will go back to I am going to ask some more questions just to see whether you have understood clearly.
Flowers develop from buds. Now, try this quiz on the reproductive parts of a flower. Read the following questions and select the correct answer.
Jonathan can answer me. What are sepals? Out of these three, brightly colored to attract insects, or leaf-like structure, or male part of the flower. Jonathan can answer.
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Leaf-like structures.
Very good, Jonathan. We'll go to the next question. I want Hannah Jessica to answer. What the brightly colored whorl of petal is vital because
They attract
yes, come on, birds and insects. Very good. We'll go to the next question. I want Lydia to answer. The stamen is the
male part of the flower.
excellent. Next, I want Hannah Veronica to answer. Stamen is made up of
the anther and the filament.
very good, Hannah. One more question, Joha. Joha can answer me. The carpel is the picture itself shows. Joha is not there. Amudan?
Miss, can I answer?
Yes, tell me.
Female part, miss.
Very good. What's your name, ma?
Jessica.
Jessica, very good. Okay, now you can all pat yourself. You have done an excellent job. Next, I am going to show you one worksheet. This will be sent to your Google Classroom, children. We are going to do you are going to label the parts of the flower on your own. Okay, like a test, you can do it at home and send it to me. Label the parts of the flower. I hope this picture is very clear. It shows anther, filament, stigma, and then anther and filament together you must write stamen. This side you will write stigma, style, ovary, and together you will write pistil or carpel. Then you can label the sepals and you can draw another arrow mark for the petal. You can color the flower beautifully and you can send it back to me. So is it clear, children? I hope all of you have understood. Today we had a very interesting live session on parts of the flower and pollination. Thank you very much, children. Bye.
Miss, for the parts of the flower, we can even write on it. No, miss, we can take a printout and write on it.
Definitely you can do that. And please send it to me. Then I will know how much you have understood. I think even pollination is very clear. Yes, somebody is having a doubt.
Miss, can we write in our device itself, miss?
Yes, you can do it like that and directly you can send it to me. Okay?
Okay, miss.
Okay,
Thank
bye
you,
bye,
miss.
children. Bye bye.